So just showing your door there, and the good news is we don't have any rot. The panels were filled the last time with the wrong materials. They used rigid filler instead of something flexible. So I've kind of taken them out and sanded them back, and still need to do a little bit more in that lower right hand one. But you can see a couple of these, they were misaligned and water was getting back in, and I'd be afraid that down the road a bit of rot will get into them. So that's kind of where I am. Just about another half an hour of heavy duty sanding left, and then after that we'll sand it down by hand and then put an aluminium primer on it. So that's kind of there. So here's the material for wood rot. We know we got some of them on the left hand side. There's the wood filler, the 2-part wood filler as well, and I'll show you the painting products as I go along. So that's kind of where we are now at the moment. So I'll keep you updated with videos as we do it up to a certain stage, and then there's no point, you can actually kind of visualize and see it as I do it now. Thanks, bye. So here's the last panel there. You can see the gap at the end as well. So I may, I'll see. I may take that off as well. I've taken off the other ones and sanded them back, as you can see there. And we have rot in here. You can see a pretty extensive rot in there, but we can resolve that as well. And the way that we resolve that is with this product here. Without that, there's just no point in doing the job. Wet rot wood hardener. So I don't often get that right when I pronounce it, but you can see with the panels in there, and that'll allow us to get the same profile. This work was carried out at a different stage as well, and they probably didn't use a product like this to make sure the rot didn't reappear, but you'll see it when I put on. It'll turn all of that into a darker colour. It'll absorb in and it'll turn into a darker colour as I apply it. Okay, so going to clean down the door and take off the tape around the edges and start to get an aluminium primer on it, and then we can start to look at doing the repairs and sand and fill and painting. So we're in that cycle. From here on in. You can see the vast majority of the work is around the panels. Okay, and you can see up there as well. And I'm going to double seal the panels to make sure, with flexible filler, to make sure that it moves when the door moves. Okay, when it's closed and things, it's not rigid, it's flexible. It goes with the force rather than against it. Okay, so I'll send you one on once I start to get the primers on, that type of thing. Okay, thanks. So you can see the colour of that, and you can see the remnants coming out the side, and you can see that that's soaking in now. That's the wood hardener, wet rot wood hardener. So that's that baby there, and you can see that. So we'll leave that for a while, and then we'll start to build that up. Okay, so tidy up the other stuff and start to build. Thanks. How you doing? Just showing you the second coat of the aluminium primer on. I'm going to let that dry, and then we'll come back and start to fill it again. So I'm going to work on the frame in the meantime, start to get some primers and undercoat and that, and I'm going to show you the rust inhibitor. I have some rust inhibitor for those nails as well. Then after that we'll start to get a couple of coats on the actual white as well. I'm just going to hit that little bare piece of timber there that I missed the other day. It's just one or two small little bits need a little bit of all prime. I'll show you that in a second, and then let that dry, and then I'm going to go on white all primer on the actual frame itself, and then I'll come back to the door and we can start to do more adjustments on them. Okay, so that's the cycle. Touchings, well, I won't touch you. I'll send you another video then. Here we are, so there's the first coat of all prime on the white, and you can still see the grey coming through, so I'll let it dry a little bit and I'll go back to the door and start to do more filling on the door. Okay, thanks. Don't know if this was even on. So I have, we're kind of looking more or less the same as we were when we started, but you can see from the earlier videos an extra coat of aluminium primer and refilling, and same over here. And I did sand cement down below here. I pushed it in as much as I could in behind here to add to some sort of solidity. The profile isn't bad, but I'll sort it out and I'll get it right with epoxy on top of that. Okay, thanks very much. So we'll see how the weather is over the next couple of days, and we'll just keep coming as we can. Just wondering, do we have this paint here? Because I'd like to reseal there, but it's kind of hard and I don't want to go over onto this. So it'd be lovely if we actually had this paint. Just wanted to ask you that. Here's 3 samples. So the first one is going to be on the left, Phoenix Park, and then King Green, and then the other one I can't see but we know it's the other one with the code rather than the name. So I'm going to put these in the middle. Okay. So I flush filled the whole door again today, then I refilled it, so we're kind of hitting a point of diminishing returns. It's got 5 or 6 fills at this stage, so put another primer on it, and I'm going to sand it back, put another primer on it, and then I'll put these coats on. Okay, thanks guys.